Hey everybody, it's Mick here from Climate Salad, and we are always telling amazing stories about how founders are building these solutions to these enormous climate problems. And one of the founders who has a total burst of energy and determination is Julie. Julie, welcome for a chat. How you going?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Mick.
Tell me what you do, tell me about your business, and tell me why you're so passionate about solving these problems.
Yes, so I'm the co-founder of ivygo. So we are peer-to-peer electric vehicle charging network. So think of Airbnb for electric vehicle chargers. The idea came from my own. So I've had my MG electric car for a couple of years. I live down in Kogra. There's not a lot of public charging infrastructure. And when we first got the car, it was a bit of a nightmare to charge. So the first 6 months, I was just driving around. I ended up spending weekends at IKEA when I didn't need another Billy bookshelf. And then after a while, we ended up getting a charger at home. We've got solar panels, so to be honest, the setup for us worked perfectly. And just part of me was just like feeling like I was lucky to have all that, and that if we wanted EVs to move into mainstream and making it fair and affordable, accessible for everyone, then we could help. I could help and contribute to that. So I ended up founding ivygo. I've got my co-founder, and we've built an app that basically allows people who have, and small businesses who have EV chargers, to share them with their community, with their neighbors, their customers. And the idea is to make it as easy as possible to charge an EV, and it's going to help more people get them and support transition to sustainable transport. So we've been going for just over a year. And yeah, I'm just very, very passionate. Never cared about cars before until I discovered EVs, and now I'm just obsessed.
I,
Yeah.
I'm about the same. Remember working with the car sales .com.au team back a number of years ago, and they were so passionate about cars, and I was like, yeah, kind of A to B, but it's interesting, right, to
Yes.
solve these
Yeah.
big problems. Like it's the same thing with household infrastructure. I've never really cared about power and how you move it around and three phase and all these things, but it's this is the great opportunity for us in terms of solving climate problems. Is we get to learn a whole lot of new
Yes.
things. We get to lean into them. And I think really importantly, actually, I haven't cared about cars and infrastructure because I haven't had to, but now we do, right? So
Yeah.
that's really, really, really interesting
Exactly the
and great.
same.
Great to see that
Yeah.
passion. Before we get into, well, yeah, now tell me how's it going? Like, what progress you're making?
Yes.
What sort of uptake? And what I want to get into is where is Australia in terms of EVs? And I know you're trying to solve the world's problems here, but let's start with that as well.
Yeah, I'll start with Australia. So June was a really exciting month. We just broke so we had 10.3% EV battery only operated EV sale in Australia. So it's the first time we went over
Over
the
10%.
10% in 1 month, which is a big breakthrough. And it's just
Huge.
gonna keep ramping up. There's apparently and Brandon from Help Me Choose an EV, Help Me Buy an EV will know better, but apparently there's something like 15 new EV models that are looking to launch in Australia until before the end of the year. So that's amazing. And yeah, I think once people know more about it, the price are coming down. Like for people who can charge at home and everything, is a no-brainer anyway. If you're looking to replace your car, definitely. And what was the second part of your question? So where we at? So we just finalizing our beta. So we launched late last year, like late December. Since then, we've onboarded. So we've got 40 hosts, mostly across Sydney, but we've got some businesses, regional New South Wales, and also Brisbane and Melbourne. Um, and yeah, we've been we really grassroots level, so we're working very closely with our early adopters. We've been releasing features fairly quickly to adapt to the feedback that we get. And so we launched in the Illawarra 2515 in June. And now we're working with the Wollongong Council. We're working with Ilara Business Ilara on how to roll out. And it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of I spend a couple of days every week at the moment down in Wollongong or Kiama or Thiro. I'm going to start going around Berry as well, and it's just working at what works, what doesn't work. And as an early stage startup for us is like, what's our quickest way to scale. And yeah, so it's a very exciting time, very, very exciting, and a lot of learning. We're also targeting more inner suburbs area, like we're looking at Chatswood, Parramatta, Bondi, and that's to solve more like the base charging problem. So where you have condensed people living together, and
Yep.
you've got a proportion of people that live in an apartment who can't charge, and that's where that really community charging comes in, where it's like share. If you have a charger, share with your neighbor. So I'm actually
Yep.
I'm actually heading down to Bondi this afternoon to try and find some hosts, because we've got a few people who ask us they want to charge their car in Bondi. So I'm going to go and find them somewhere.
Absolutely, I'm sure you do. Well, it's yeah, it is really it's kind of like what not like feels like 90% a hyperlocal problem, and then the non-hyperlocal problem is part of the scariest, right? It's I
Yeah.
remember the first time I got I borrowed an EV. I'll be first to admit I don't have one. I'm one of those people which is I've got a 5-year-old car and I need to replace it, and now there are EV options for me at least. Where
Yeah.
5 years ago it really was, there was either a massive Tesla or
Yeah.
nothing, and so it didn't quite work out. So we're all in this transition. So definitely, I think that's really interesting about what you're working on is that the P2P side plus the hyperlocal side versus the critical nature of the confidence to have it when I need it, which is,
Mm-hmm.
I remember running out of petrol when I was, I don't know, 18 or 19 or something. So it's not as if cars are immune to that, but it's kind of you're kind of pretty confident in Sydney that you can run into a petrol station when you need it. And we're certainly not there yet in terms of EV charging, but that's why solutions like yours, I think, are so critical. I'll
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
comment to say that I've never the combination of the French accent and these Australian town names like Illawarra, Wollongong, and Thurroor is
Yeah.
I think that's just content gold right there. So I absolutely love it. I had to actually interpret it for just a second, but I thought that's a much better way of saying it. So yeah, that's
Yes.
interesting that hyperlocal component because it makes sense, right? Because I'd say 90% of charging is done at home or within your local
Yes.
area. But that 10% is really, really important, like when you're out, because your car's about mobility and you don't want to be
Mm-mm.
restricted. And I think in 10 years' time, this is all going to be sorted, right? We'll have a lot more EVs. As you said, we're breaking through that 10% barrier, which is critical. We know that once we hit 10%, we start to really quickly then get
Yes.
to 20, like all of the
Mm-hmm.
Scandinavian markets, all the Chinese cities that that they kind of it was like hard work till 10%, and then they tip over,
Yeah.
and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden everyone's got an EV. So that's really exciting. So tell me, like you're going to Bondi, and in terms of the chicken and egg problem of people with EVs and chargers, how
Mm-mm.
is it do you work on one side then the other? Is it
Yes.
both at the
For
same time?
No, 100% for a marketplace, basically, which is what we're building. There's I don't know, you probably know the theory of the vitamin versus the painkiller, right? For us, somewhere like a marketplace like Airbnb is a vitamin. So basically, you don't have to go and stay in Airbnb all the time. It's just nice, and you do that. But for us, we're actually really a painkiller. So, and we're really fixing a problem for people who want to charge and they can't charge at home. So, our starting point is really find where people need us, find where they need our solution, and then find hosts. So that's why I've spent weekends, and we're not even talking about ivygo. I'll go down. So 2 weeks ago, that's why I'm going to Bondi today. But 2 weeks ago, just the weekend, there's public chargers down at the beach in Bondi, and all we were doing is asking people questions. When they came to charge their car, we're saying, where do you usually where do you charge? Is this working for you? Is there something else that you could do? And from that, we had all the different user cases where we had local that said, they can't charge at home, but this is not convenient if they live in Bondi Junction, things like that. Then we had people traveling, people who had rented cars. So the more we use about the more we learn about what actually people need, the more we can make sure that where we find those hosts and how our model works and our app works is going to be fit for purpose. So it takes a lot of time. It's slow, but for us, this making sure we're solving the right problem is just so critical, because otherwise it's just we're not sticking to our words. So yeah.
Exactly. And you mentioned down in Wollongong, and you mentioned the 2515 project. So that
Yes.
we know that they've got some funding. We know that Saul Griffith is down there, and the Rewiring
Yes.
Australia team that are getting behind that. Just sharing a
Yes.
bit of that at the moment. How are you interacting with that group? Like, how do you think that those kind of initiatives are helping your work?
Yeah, I think it's the grassroots level. It's we're learning a lot. These guys, they have 60 communities across Australia where and 2515, the reason is because the community down there is very engaged. So when we go and talk to people, and whether it's the councils or the community like residents, we're getting a lot of support and things like that. So this team's been doing an amazing work, like getting the community involved. And then so they started small, now they're expanding. We're sort of looking at the same, and from the traction and so, like from all that, we actually had, as ivygo, we had people saying, oh, we electrify Adelaide, or we electrify Geelong, or different communities, and they're like, oh, we've heard of your solutions through Rewiring Australia, and then we want to start working with you. So
Awesome.
what we look at with Rewiring Australia is, out of the 60 communities that they have, what is the user case that works better for us, and then we can prioritize and reach out to those communities when we start rolling out our solution as well. But
Fantastic.
for I really love about Rewiring Australia is sort of like this grassroots, which is exactly what we're doing as well. So talking to people. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's great to see. And in terms of where you are now, it's we're well over halfway through 2025. What are you focused on now for the rest of the year? And if people are watching this video,
Yeah.
how can they support you?
Yes, so we really now focusing on doing our proof of concept, our POC. We want to have and this is where the magic is going to happen, from like proving. So we know our solution is needed. We know it works because we've done all the beta testing and everything. Now it's just finding this sort of like magic where we can show you all the traction and the potential. Like I actually have one of my neighbor. I'm not in like a target area because this is quite residential where I live, but I do have a neighbor that bought a Tesla a couple of months ago, lives in an apartment block they've just built around the corner from me, and now he's coming every week to charge. He's coming during the day using my solar panel. So it's for people thinking, oh, I do have a home charger, but probably there's no one around me that will need to use it. Where you're probably wrong, and like listing it doesn't cost anything; it's completely free, and you never know. Like this weekend, I had someone parking in my driveway. The guy was running out of charge, and because there's no public charger near me, he was just like, oh my god, this is a lifesaver. So all this kind of thing, I'm like, you never know. You never know who is going to need to charge at your place, and you're still helping someone stay like drive sustainably. So and so residential businesses, if you want to have a chat, please do share, because you're helping your neighbor. It's not even about ivygo, it's really about helping another EV driver to stay on the road. And for us, it's that's it. We're just right in the thick of it, where we just want to show that traction. We just want to show building those connections. And we're starting to gather data around usage, and like to show like the potential of what it looks like when we scale up. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great to see, and great to see the momentum. I think again, the reality is that everyone's got a lot of work to do, and every business is a bit different. But nobody's in isolation. Obviously, everything in terms of as the EVs get better and better, your business gets better and better.
Yes.
Even as more people electrify their homes, it gets better and better.
Mm.
What about vehicle to grid? Are you any thoughts on in terms of like is
Yeah,
that?
we'll have a role to play. Yeah, we'll have a role to play. We actually something I haven't mentioned. We're partnering with a lot of other industry players, whether they're hardware providers. So we've actually had a bit of a breakthrough because we're now able to interact with the smart peak chargers. We're working with other hardware providers, and all we're doing is start and stop those chargers from our point of view. Um, but yeah, so we're partnering a lot with installers. We're partnering with lots of organizations that want to sort of move into, whether it's a fleet or whether it's like electrification or making revenue on their parking spot place as well. But
Yep.
um, but yeah, we
Yep.
moving forward.
Yeah, fantastic. And how do you find the I was a tech entrepreneur long before I was a climate tech. I won't even say I'm really an entrepreneur. I guess I'm running a business, but I'm not in the hot seat like you are. But I think the emotional there's an extra emotional layer, right? And I think it has an advantage and a disadvantage in that it's really driving me because I believe in it. But it's
Yeah.
also it's hard because you're kind of like, why is this so hard? Why is this so frustrating? Why aren't we moving faster? Yeah, how do you manage that, the emotional double of running a company and solving
Yeah.
climate problems?
Number one, I've got an amazing team. I think that was my first thing. I'm a first-time entrepreneur, a first-time startup founder, and my first thing to do is, and I think it comes from my background as project manager, but my first thing was like, this is not something I'm going to do on my own. So I got amazing team, and we've got an amazing board of advisors as well, who are super supportive. So that really helps because when there's downs, then I'll call my co-founder, I'll call a team member, I'll call an advisor. Like it's just amazing the support that I'm getting. Number two, my family, my husband is absolutely a gold star husband, very patient with me. He's like coming to any sustainability fair, showing off the EV, anything. He's got the whole like green gear, ivygo, everything. And his background is a lawyer, so he's not from this world at all, but he does it because he knows how passionate I am. And I think that's so critical to have that support for any founder. My kids the same. They'll go around wearing the ivygo t-shirt. I just love it. We're doing leaflet flyer drops on weekends and everything. Like,
Yeah.
so I think, yeah, I think it is. And I'm the probably maybe just right after you, Mick, but I'm one of the most optimistic person you will ever meet. And it's just like, I was talking to my co-founder the other day and I was like, oh, we had a few things, like a few no's or things like that in the last couple of weeks. And I was like, but then I know that means like next week is going to be amazing. And she's just like, Julie, how do you do this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just wired like that.
Yeah, I think it's good. I
I
think
know there's ups and
you have
downs,
to,
and
right?
then
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
you have to because it is, I've actually I've tried really hard not to read the comments because if you read the comments about some of the negative stuff, it's negative, it's bad, it's not going to fuel
yeah,
you. You just got to focus on
yeah,
spending more time with people like you who are actually building the solutions.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was asked
And
recently.
some,
Yes, great.
if sometimes starts questioning about EVs and stuff like that, in my head, like if someone gives me constructive feedback about our solution, about our app or insights, then I 100% take it in. But if someone starts challenging about, oh, our EV is really that good and stuff, like to be honest, at this stage, I'm just like, okay, not my people. I'll just move along. And I'm just like, yeah, let's talk about it. Or, you can find some information there or go and talk to someone else. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I've been flipping the script a little bit. I was asked recently
Sorry.
if I'm optimistic or pessimistic, and I said, well, I used to be optimistic, but not anymore. And people are like, I said, I'm no longer optimistic. I'm certain we're going to solve this.
Yeah.
Because I am like there's definitely a question around timing and how bad the environment will get, but we're going to
Mm-mm.
solve this. Like I've been through significantly um, big challenges like the internet and adoption and mobile adoption, and I think this is actually in a lot of ways has a more positive outside on the other side, and we're
Yeah.
making great progress.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
next week's the 4-year birthday of Climate Salad, and even in just that 4 years, it's just incredible how much progress we've made. So
Amazing.
Julie, thank you so much for sharing. We'll
Thank you,
share
Mick, for
the link
having
to
me.
ivygo. Yeah, great to have the story. Great to see so much momentum. Good luck with the beta. Good luck down in Bondi. I've got some friends down there, and hopefully we can get some
Yes.
get
Yes.
some
Get them
customers
on
for you
board.
on either side.
Yeah.
And keep up the great work.
Thank you, Mick.